Hello and welcome to the Edin Revit tutorials. The window family modeling tutorial series continues. This is a video about modeling a complex family, a complex window family in a very simple way. In the previous tutorial, I made a complete presentation of this window with all nested elements and parameters. I also talked about the family problems we faced while working on the projects, on many different projects. The main problem was the mismatch of changes in families in the project model and in the legends. You can see more details in the previous tutorial. You can also find the link of the previous tutorial in description and comments of this video. And now I'd like to show you the window family modeling that we are going to model. We'll start with the window frame in this tutorial. You can see here I marked in red the part of the window that we will model today. I will show you how to add all the necessary parameters for our frame, which we will later use using formulas to combine with other parameters of window family. We will add parameters for the thickness and height of the frame. We will also add a special parameter for this part of the window. Here we will add a parameter whose height can be changed in this way. In some cases, clients do not want to have this part of the window, especially if there are people with disabilities. Then a window must be made without this part of the threshold. Something like this you can see here. That's why we will have a drainage grate in the part of that prevents water from the balcony from passing into the building. Okay. Now we will change the height like this. You can see this part here, and we are going to need the small cutting part of 3 centimeters. Now our profile is complete. Okay. All right. I would also like to show you what the parameters for the frame profile look like. We will add these parameters to our new frame, and I will try to translate them into English to make it easier for you to follow this video. I will also show you how this will look in the legends. Now you can see the changes we are making are visible on the profiles. You can see, and we are turn them back like they were before. After that, I will show you how this will look in the legends. Yes, that's it. Okay. For all these parameters, we can use shared parameters and make schedule with all informations and with all data about this window. Okay, now we are going on legends, and I will show you how it's going to be in the legends. Okay, That's it. And now we will open a new family. It will be a generic family that we will later change to a window family. Now we are choosing generic family. Here we have two reference planes showing left, right, and front back views of the model we are going to make. Now we are going to save this family by a new name. It's going to be frame. We are going to create a new file for this family. Okay, that's the name of our family, and this is going to be frame. Okay. These are reference planes with that shows the front, back, and left and right views. Now we are going to add two more reference planes. Okay, and now we are adding the dimensions, and this dimension is going to be equal with equal changes. That means that the changes we are going to make on this reference plane are going to be equal in the both side of the reference from the reference plane. We add the parameter for width of the frame, and now we will change the project units from millimeters to centimeters. We set the dimensions and enable them to be equal so that the width change symmetrically, equal on both sides. Now I will show you what happens when the equivalent is included and when it is not. As you could see, when the equal is turned on, the y changes symmetrically. When it's off, the y changes asymmetrically. Now here we are going to need to reference plane more. We will add a frame thickness parameter. The same method we are going to use. It's going to be changed equally on the both sides, symmetrically. We will add thickness parameter with, and its name going to be frame thickness. Now we will check if this parameter works, and it's good. Oh, one more check if this white parameters works. Okay, it's good too. And now we will add parameter for height of the frame. It's going to be frame height. We will add one reference plane in the middle of the frame. This reference plane is We will use it in case we need to align something in the middle of the window. Now we are going to add reference plane that will define the profile of the frame. This frame is going to be symmetrically. That's why we use the mirror tool. We are going to have one parameter here, and we will call it frame D. Okay, frame D. It's all right. And here we will have a fixed in this part. On the other side, we will have the same parameter. And we will change the name of this parameter from frame D to frame X. And from on the other side, we are going to have the same parameter here. We will lock this to reference plane with distance of 3 centimeters. It is extremely important to create a parameter name system because we will combine them with the parameters of the other nested families. So it is important to know what each parameter means. Now we will also add variable parameters for this part of the frame here. Here we will actually have two parameters, one for this part and one for this part here. We will call them frame L and frame threshold. Just to check if these parameters work. Okay. All right. Both parameters work perfectly. And now we move on to modeling the frame. We'll use the extrusion tool. And now using rectangular, we will draw and lock these lines to the reference planes. So they follow changes on the reference plane, changes in height, thickness, length, and so on. We can also do the locking one by one. The first way is the easiest, fastest way, is the faster way. But we also can use the locking one by one, like this. Using align tool, we can lock these lines to the reference plane. We will lock it to the reference plane that determines the height of the frame, and I forgot just to check. We will check if these parameters work. Okay, the changes follow the extrusion model, and I forgot to add reference plane and parameter for the profile of the frame on this part here. Okay. Now we will add the parameter. Before that, we will add the dimension line from 3 centimeters here and lock it. This is going to be unchangeable part of the frame profile. Okay, we are going to choose our not this here. This our parameter for frame profile, and now all parameters are ready. Now we will. What's left? Now using extrusion void tool, we are going to cut extrusion model, and in that way we will create frame profile. We are going to use the quick locking method that I've already shown you. One for this part here and another one for this part here. We are going to lock them. Okay. Now we are going to front view, and we'll lock them on the down and up reference planes we already made. Okay, and this one here left. We're going to lock it. You can use align tool on or manually, as I did. Now we are in the 3D view, and here is the frame. Now we will only check whether all the parameters are working. The order of the parameters can be sorted automatically alphabetically or manually in this way. Okay, and now we are going to check our parameters. Okay, this is great. This is working too. Let's see this one. Right. Now this one. It's great. All right. And this is the part of the window where we add two parameters. Okay, it's working too. All right, we are now we are going to change it. Okay, this is good. Now we are going to add parameter for material, and here we set the material parameters. You can create an instance parameter, which means that you can manually, individually change the parameter for the same type. For example, you have one type, 10 windows from the same type, but in some places you want to change material only for one of them. I don't like that way. I prefer it to be a type parameter so that the change happens more than once on all windows at the same time. It's so much easier for me to track and control changes in the project in that way. Okay. And here it is. Our frame is ready. We are going to save it. And that's all for this tutorial. The frame is ready, as you can see. This part, the frame is ready. In the next tutorial we are going to make a panel family with opening directions. I will show you how to create parameters for changing opening directions. And that's all for this tutorial. And after we create all these nested families, we are going to create a complex window family. For now, that's all for this tutorial, and till the next one.